Hello everyone and welcome to week 4 of materials. Last week we were looking at materials that were made for certain objects. So we quickly worked out that if a chair was made of paper that wouldn't be very good and things like that. And this week we are going to be looking at materials that are either man-made or are made naturally. So there's lots and lots to look at. So we're going to look at those and then we're going to make dances about them as we've been doing each week. So first of all we're going to warm up. So come into the space and we're going to start with our honey pot. So pick up your honey pot, okay, and we are going to be looking at all different kinds of materials around the room that you are in, because there's materials everywhere, lots and lots of different types you might not have even noticed. So first of all, we're going to dip our knees, this is very hard, into our honey pots and pop that down. Okay, and the first thing I want you to do is stick your knee to something made of metal. So look around your room, and I can already see my door handle here is made of metal, so I'm going to stick my knee to that one. Can you find something? Okay, good, unstick. Okay, can you stick your knee to something made of wood? So looking around your room, actually my blinds here, these are made of wood, so I'm going to stick my knee to them. Okay, good. Anything that's made of wood. Good. And the last one, anything that's natural, that you think is a natural material in your room. And I've actually got a plant down here. So this is a natural material, so I'm very gently going to stick that long leaf to my knee. There we go, my little plant in the corner. So anything that you think is a natural material, you stick to your knee. Good. Pick up your honey pot. Here we go. And we are going to stick our hands in there, but we're going to stick it on our cheek. Whoa, got a lovely sticky cheek. So put your honey pot down and I want you to stick your cheek to something soft. So look around your room, and actually I think my t-shirt's very soft. So I'm going to stick my cheek to my t-shirt. What else can you see in your room? Have you got cushions? I've got cushions as well, actually. Anything soft? Good. Unstick. Right. Can you stick your cheek now to the opposite? So something hard. Looking around, I'm sure there's lots of hard things now. This wall is very hard. And stick my cheek if I can reach up to the wall. There we go. And unstick. Now, can you stick your cheek very gently to something scratchy? So look at the materials in your room. There must be something that's a little bit scratchy. Now I've actually got this sort of carpet that I'm dancing on, and it's not super, it's quite soft, but it is a little bit scratchy. So I'm going to put my cheek on there. Good. Unstick and grab your honey pot. Okay, our last one is our hands. Very simple. So we're sticking both our hands into the honey pot, and I want you to stick your hands to something made of paper. So anything around your room. I've got some books in my corner here, so I'm going to stick my hands to the books that are made of paper. So have a look. Okay, now unstick. If you're with someone else, stick your hands to someone else's hands. And if you're on your own like me, just stick your hands together, but we can do it in a more creative way if you like. So we could hold upside down, you could stick them behind your back so you can't see them, you could stick them to the side. Okay, so whatever you want to do, stick your hands together. Good, and finally, stick your hands to your clothes. So I might go for my trousers today. Okay, stick your hands to your clothes. Well done, and unstick. 1, 2, great. Okay, shake off that honey. The next thing we're going to do is a brilliant game called Beans. I love this game. Okay, so we are going to do lots of different kinds of beans. So if I say jelly, you're going to go all floppy and wibbly wobbly like a jelly. Good. Jelly, jelly, jelly. If I say runner, you're going to run on the spot. Go, 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 like a runner bean to get ourselves all warmed up. Well done. If I say jumping, like a jumping bean, you are going to jump around the space, however you want to. It can be little jumps, it can be really big good jumps. I won't go too high, I'll go straight through my ceiling. Okay, and if I say broad bean, that means very wide and very big. So a broad bean. So I'm going to mix these up. Listening ears on. Here we go. My first one is going to be runner bean. Here we go. Run, 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 running bean. Good. Broad bean. Well done. Very wide, like our wall. Good. Jelly bean. Wibble wobble. And jumping bean. All over the place. Into runner bean. Good. Broad bean. Let's do this one lying on the floor. It could be a wide, broad bean on the floor. Good. Straight into jelly bean. Good. Jumping. Mr. Jumping bean. And runner bean. And jelly bean. And broad bean. Well done. Good. Okay, the last game we're going to do is called speeds. And we've done this one before. We have 4 different speeds. So we are going to start off with number 1, which is very, very slow. This is quite tricky, this one, isn't it? Because it's quite tempting to go fast. You've got to control every part of your body. So you've got to control your feet, your arms, your legs, your back, your head, your shoulder, your eyelashes, everything. Okay, number 2 is a little bit faster and you can move however you want to move, okay? There's no rules, you can just move in the space. Number 3 is a little bit faster, okay? Good, and number 4 is the fastest you can go. So be very careful not to hit anything in your room. Maybe you've got a bigger room than I have, but just be careful of each other if you're with other people. So that's number 4. So I'm going to mix these numbers up 1 to 4. Okay, I'm going to start off with number 2. So let's go. Number 2 is quite slow, but not super slow. See how you can bend your body, twist. It's a great way to stretch and warm up. We're going to get a bit faster to number 3. Okay. Uh-oh, here we go. We're going to launch into number 4. Wow, fast as you can. Feel like you're grabbing something. Straight down to number 1. Whoa. Oh my goodness. I feel like we're in space and we're just floating through the air, super slow. Well done. Okay, up to number 3. So quite a bit faster, big jump. Okay, 4. Crazy fast. Even faster than before, maybe. Number 2. And number 1. You're going so slow, you're actually coming to a stop. Well done. Take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Just shake your arms. Great. Well done, good warm up. I hope you are feeling warmer and your brains are ready to do some dancing. So we've looked at this before. This is our 4 basic body shapes. You're brilliant at this by now, I should think. So we have our pin, we have our ball, we have our wall, and we have our twist. With these 4 body shapes, we can do lots and lots of things with our bodies and make our dances look really, really interesting. So we have the pin, long, thin, narrow, straight. The ball, round, small, neat, tucked in. We have the wall, which is broad, like our broad bean, very strong, enormous. And then we have our twist, bendy, tangly, and knotty. So there we go. So there's our 4 basic body shapes. And I thought we could put these body shapes into our materials as well. So I was thinking, ooh, a long pin shape, which is made of metal. And I thought one of those big pieces of metal that often go above a doorway, and that makes it really strong. So a door frame is a very, very strong part of a building. So I thought that would be quite interesting to have a very strong piece of metal. And I thought I could do it standing up, but again, we're going to think about our levels. So I'm going to lie on the floor and be a very long, strong metal sort of pole. Good. My next one is going to be a ball of clay. So I'm going to curl up quite small, and I imagine someone's done that with me, and a big ball of clay, and I'm going to roll up into a ball like that. So try that one. Good. The next one is going to be a wall, and I thought, ooh, a really wide piece of leather, which is quite a tough material, and we could really stretch out with that one. So I thought we could stretch out, and it almost ripples a bit, leather, doesn't it? So we could, it's quite soft, so we could sort of show that in our body. So although being a wall, we could show sort of softness to that wall as well. And then the last one, twist, is I thought about cotton, which is like our t-shirts, and I suddenly looked at my clothes and I thought, oh, that's interesting, because actually material moves with our body, doesn't it? That's why it's good to wear. We were talking about that last time. So I thought, oh, twisty, twisty material. So I thought, I'm going to twist my body and twist like a bit of cotton, like a cotton t-shirt. So let's go from the beginning. So our pin is our strong metal, piece of metal, maybe goes over the door. Good, our pin, our ball is our little ball of clay, someone rolling us up. So make that clay shape, perfect smooth round ball. Our wall is that lovely piece of leather, which is a little bit soft. So we can bend our arms and knees a little bit. Good. And the twisty, twisty cotton on the floor. Good. Now you can do these shapes again. If you want to, you can wind this back and do them again, or you can make up your own if you've got some of your own ideas. So pin, ball, wall, twist. Okay, I'm going to call out some words now, and I'd like you to dance them, see how they make you feel, okay? So I think these words really remind me of certain kinds of materials, and I thought we could practice this, and this will help you later on when we're creating our own dances. So the first word is scrunch. So what movement could you do to show the word scrunch? I think sort of that. I think something, my fingers, my knees, my toes, everything is sort of scrunched up. Good. Can you fold like a piece of paper? Fold over. Okay, solid. Something very solid. Imagine maybe like a brick wall. I can't push it over because it's so strong. So we are that brick wall. We're very solid and nothing can push us over. Okay, repel. So that means something's going away from something else. So sort of push away, couldn't we? We're repelling something else. Good. Absorb. We've talked a lot about absorbency, haven't we? So the water in a sponge. Start off quite big and you can absorb. Good. Bounce, like rubber. Bouncing around the room maybe. Boing. Maybe our hands could bounce, maybe our feet could bounce. How could you bounce around your room? Good, like a jumping bean. Good. Float. So maybe something that's very light. We could float right up to the ceiling. And then my other word is sink. So slowly, we're going to sink all the way down. And this is an interesting one, because you can actually sink very fast. If you drop something heavy into a bucket of water, it's going to sink fast, isn't it? Sink to the floor. Good. Okay, so we've looked at those words. The next thing I want to do is show you a few pictures. So, we're going to do a little quiz. And I want you to tell me whether you think this is man-made or if this is a natural material. So this is plastic. So do you think that's natural or man-made? Okay. The next one is clay. Do you think that's natural or man-made? Wool. Natural or man-made? Polyester. Sort of sporty top. We have leather. We danced about that one earlier, didn't we? Glass. Okay. Stone. I told you there were lots of materials, weren't there? and wood. So let's go back through them again. So what do you think plastic? Plastic is man-made, that's right. So it doesn't come from anything natural, it is a man-made product. Okay, clay. Clay is natural and it's dug up from the ground. And we talked about this before, it's very malleable. You can change it into lots of different shapes, can't you? And there's our ball that we made on the floor just now. Wool. I'm sure you know this, wool is from sheep or other animals as well, different kinds of wool you can get. So it's very soft, very light, very fluffy, so that's a natural material. Polyester, this is definitely man-made material, so it doesn't come from anything natural. That's made into all kinds of t-shirts and clothes and things like that. Leather, leather is from animals. So that is a natural material, even though they've actually made it. Man has made it into something, a kind of material we use for shoes and clothes and things, but it is a natural material. And glass is man-made, but it actually comes from sand, and you mix up sand with various other materials and it makes glass. So glass is man-made, even though it comes from starts with a natural material. And stone, we find stones everywhere, don't we? So that's a natural material. And wood. Wood is a natural material as well. And that is all around us. Good, so I hope you did quite well with that one. What we're going to do now is we are going to choose 2 different kinds of man-made materials. And we're going to choose 2 different natural materials. Okay, now you can choose your own, whichever ones you want, or you can copy me and follow what I've done. So I decided to choose metal. So I really like my metal pole idea. So my solid, strong metal pole. So I'm going to start on the floor again, and I'm going to keep this one that we did before. So I'm going to start off as a strong metal pole on the floor. And my second man-made one, I really like the glass. So I'm like a big sheet of glass, like I'm a big window, but something happens where a ball hits me and I'm going to smash, because glass can be quite fragile, can't it? So it's like someone's hit me, I'm going to smash like that. Okay, so we're going to be a metal pole. That's my first man-made one. And my second one is going to be glass, which gets smashed. Good. Okay, my first natural material is going to be rubber. And rubber comes from rubber trees, and it's very flexible and very bouncy. So I thought I'd do lots of little bounces all around the room. Bounce, 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 bounce. Good. So that's my first one, and my second natural material is going to be wool. So imagine that picture of a little ball of wool, and it's going to be very light, very floaty, and I imagine the wind sort of blowing me around. So if I was caught in the wind, very slowly going to be blown around in a ball of wool. Okay, so let's try that from the beginning. So we go metal pole, good, into our glass, which smashes into our rubber ball, into our ball of wool. Good. Okay, right, I'm going to put some music on and bring this to life. Okay, how did you get on? Cool, I hope you did really, really well. The next thing we're going to do is add in transitions in between each of those shapes and each of those materials. So, as we've talked about lots before, a transition can be a movement linking one shape or movement to another. So it fills out our dance and it helps us move through our dances, through our shapes in our dance. So this can be anything. It can be a hop, it can be a slide, it can be a turn, it can be a jump. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to start with my metal on the floor, and to link my metal and glass, I'm going to get up from my metal pole and do a big jump into my glass shape. So I'm going to smash, and from here I'm going to do a turn into my rubber ball shape and bounce around. From here I'm going to slide on the floor to my wall shape. So we do a little slide into my wall shape. So again, you can pause me and have a minute to create your own transitions, or if you want to, you can just copy mine and we can go from there. So it's up to you. Okay, so let's do that again. So from metal pole, we are going to do a jump into our glass. We're going to smash. We're going to do a turn into our little jumps. And then from here, we're going to slide, just a little slide because I haven't got lots of space, into that ball of wool. Okay, right, let's try that with music. Here we go from the beginning, and we're going to do it twice. Did you get on? Wow, that was fun, wasn't it? I really enjoyed that. Good, okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to have a cool down. If you want to, you can make that phrase longer and longer. You can pause me and do the cool down later. You can keep adding words, keep adding transitions, and then your dance can get longer and longer and longer. If you've had enough, and you do a cool down with me, then come into the space. I'm going to put some very, very calm music on. And I'm going to call out some words that we did earlier, but this time I want you to try and do them at speed number 2. I'm going to do them in slow motion. So very calm, keep breathing, and it'll bring us down from our really energetic warm-up. You did loads of brilliant work with the materials dance, and now we're going to bring our bodies and minds back down to sort of calmer place. Right, we are going to start with slow motion scrunch. Good, really scrunch everything up. Okay, fold. Good, solid, something solid. Pushing something away. Okay. And we do absorb. Okay, try that one again. boot. Lovely, well done. Okay. Well done. Just give your shoulders a little roll, give your arms a little shake. Well done. I bet you did some brilliant creative dance in that session. And next week is our last materials one, and then we will go from there and see what happens. But thank you so much and well done today. See you soon.